Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. How's everybody's weekend going so far? Right now it's still pretty early. I went to look for my watch and it went in there. Oh, that's funny. So today we're going to do my September setup for my planner. I need to just start off with some blank pages. I got this, it was in a notebook from Talia. Don't know if you can see that. But these are what I'm working with today. Excuse me. And obviously my stickers. I have days of the week stickers and I have date stickers, and these are from Sticker My Journal over on Etsy. And then I have my, look at it. Oh my goodness, look how pretty that is. My September layout, and this is from Hannah over at LML Stickers on Etsy. I go between her and I go between Casey Lee. I just see who has the best ones at the time. So we're going to start doing that. But first, our quote from last video. Did you guys know what it was? There's no crying in baseball. Let me see if I can get this. A League of Their Own. Like I said, that was a very good movie. I loved it. So we're going to pick for today's quote. Let's see. Maybe we'll get a harder one. Oh, here. So you can see Lorenzo here. Sorry, I have like a little frog in my throat. So if you hear me clearing my throat, I am so sorry. And I'm so sorry if that like bothers you. But it is super early in the morning. Okay, Lorenzo. Let's see what today's quote's going to be. Oh, this is a long one. Oh, it might be a little harder one. This is for you people that were in the 80s. So I can't show you this one because it's long and everything. Okay. It says, in the end, I realized that I took more than I gave. I was trusted more than I trusted. And I was loved more than I loved. And what I was looking for was not to be found, but to be made. That's also a really good movie. I'll give you a hint. The character in that movie is played by Kevin Bacon. So let me know if you know. Okay, so we're going to head right into this. I did have some questions and I forgot to bring them in here with me, like get to know me's. I like get to know me's. Some people call me nosy. I just call myself curious. So if you have, tell stories on your channel and everything, I like hearing about them. So let me see if we can go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and start with the September monthly part really quick. Remember some of the questions that I had that, some people might be curious. If you're not, I'm sorry. Let's see here. We're going to do this upside down. All right. My first, I remember, was, what is your full name? Well, obviously, not to be mean or anything, but, the internet is kind of full of some people who may or may not be the best people for you to know all the information about. So, but my first name is Tara, spelled T-E-R-R-A, and my middle name is Dawn, D-A-W-N. So, Tara Dawn. And then, can you see this? Okay. And then another one was, where were you born? I was born in Indianapolis, Indiana, at Methodist Hospital. I don't even think they're called Methodist Hospital anymore. I think it's like IU something. So it's a little crooked, but it'll be okay. I can live with that. How old are you? I'm 46. I just turned 46 last month. I've been learning all the cash budgeting things for the past year. So I think it's a continuously learning process. You learn something new all the time. So sometimes I might do one thing, but another time I might do something totally different. That's just how it is. Like I said, and I like to learn. I am a person, I'm afraid I'm going to cut my desk up. I'm a person who is constantly loving to learn. I get bored if I'm not learning. So I do that. I am married, been married for 14 years, or yeah, 15. Oh, don't tell my husband. 15 years last month, which is crazy to me. because I usually get bored of things really quick. Not of him. He's lucky. Whoa. And my phone just kind of went wonky on me. So let's get you back up here. Okay. So anyways, I haven't gotten bored of him yet. So that's a good thing. And then kids, we have 4 kiddos. We have a son who is 27 and his name is Sutton. We have a daughter whose name, she's 26. She literally just turned 26. Her name is Alyssa. And we have a daughter who is 23. And her name is Claire. And then the baby of the family is Justin. He is 22. Now, Sutton is married. His wife's name is Sonia. They got married February of this year. My husband married them. Alyssa, she lives at home still. She is, the term is developmentally disabled. So her, I guess you could say her mindset is that of like a preteen. But, you know, she's still, she does what she needs to do. She does work. She is a hostess. She's been there for, oh gosh, she works at Applebee's. So she's been there for like 2 years. And I thought it was really sweet because on her birthday, her boss, they came up with a big old gift basket for her. And they got her a cake and everything. I thought that was so super sweet that she has something like that. And then Claire, she is just living her best life right now. So that's what we want for her. She is a server. And then let's see, Justin. Justin's the baby. I'm going to try to get these as straight as possible. Justin is the baby. And he is autistic, but he is also legally blind. He can see, but he has no peripheral vision whatsoever, which causes him to constantly like bump into things, and like literally if a pole was right in front of him, he wouldn't see it because those are kind of crooked. It's okay. It's okay. His vision is kind of like looking through a pair of binoculars. So if you can imagine what that is, you only basically see what is in the little holes. I don't even know what they're called. So if he is not looking directly at something, he cannot see it. Like if I tell him, pick up your shoes that are on the floor right beneath you, I literally have to guide him to where it's at until his vision pinpoints that area. But he can read, he can play video games as long as he knows what he's looking for. But my little guy, he has been through so much in his life. He was born with a birth defect as well. He was born, it's more common than actually I knew about when it first happened. He was born with, it's called polydactyly. I'm not sure. Have you ever heard of the Hemingway cats? That is what they have. And it's actually, he just born with extra fingers. He had 2 extra pinkies. One right here, it was kind of off the side of his hand. Let me put that down. Off the side of his hand, right here. And then this pinky right here, it actually was connected to the bone. So this bone basically forked into 2 and made 2 pinkies. And then he also had an extra toe. So we did have those removed. And they was when he was first born, and then we first went to see the doctor about it. It's like, oh, we'll wait for a year. We'll wait for a year to get that done. Let him get big enough. He had the surgery at almost 3 months old. It was quite funny because he got so fat so quick. Sorry, coffee time. And so, yes, that was done. And then at 8 months old, he had to have his tear ducts open. And then at 2.5, they went to try to do a corrective surgery for this pinky because his pinky, it's hard to show, but his pinky was down like this, bent over, because these tendons, they split between these two fingers. So this one did not have a tendon in it to help pull it straight up. So they tried to do a corrective surgery and make tendon. His doctor was fantastic, but they tried to kind of make tendons for him to straighten up his finger, but it didn't work. So his finger is permanently like this, which is fine. He doesn't know any different. So yes. And then poor kid, it just keeps going. It keeps going. At 6, he was diagnosed with autism. And then let me count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully that's the right amount. And then at, I think it was he 15? No, he was 16 when he was diagnosed with his eye disease. 1, 2, 3. Which is called retinitis pigmentosa. It's basically the cells in your eyes are dying. There's no cure. There's no way to make it any better. So we're just letting him live his best life until he can't see anything. We don't know if that'll happen or not, but we're just kind of preparing for it. But such a good kid. Such a good kid. He is definitely a mama's boy. Most definitely. And then, oh, another thing, poor kid. At 15, he had and it might be TMI for some people, he had a testicular torsion, which is basically when a male's testicles turn on each other. So, that, you like my little movement there. But yes, so that was an emergency surgery that had to be corrected as well. But luckily, knock on wood, ever since then, nothing new. It's like, I think the poor kid's been through it enough. Okay, so that's my kiddos. My husband, we been together for 16.5 years. And married 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both of us have been married in the past. And matter of fact, that's, where our children came from, as our previous marriages. Oh, 1, 2, 3. But we've raised all 4 kids together. All 4 kids lived with us. And so they've all been raised together. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I had to count. I can't count and talk at the same time. What else? I can't remember what I put on that list. Oh, that's going to drive me nuts. Okay, we're going to start putting the days, the dates on here. I do have, where'd they go? I have them. And I've lost them. Sorry, give me a second. I've lost my stickers. What days of the week? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. What else? Oh, here they are. My husband, when we met, okay, so here's a fun story. When we met, my husband lived in Nashville, Tennessee. It's kind of funny how we met. I'm just going to put the dates on here. So he lived in Nashville, Tennessee. He's from here, where we're from. And that's not what I wanted to do. Oh my goodness. Lordy B. Okay, let me fix this. He was up here. He came up every other weekend to bring the kiddos to see their mom, because she was back home. And we met, well, boogers. We met, I was, at the time, a bartender part-time. And he came into my bar. And on the weekends that he was in town. And I did not want nothing to do with him at first. I'm losing everything, guys. I was, there it is, going through a very bad divorce at the time when I first met him. and was not into looking for anything at the time. But he was persistent for months. And one time it was funny because he went up to my mom. My mom worked at the same bar, but she worked there full time, and she worked there for like 20 years. He went up to her and he said, and this is back in the mid 2000s, he went up to her and said, "Hey, can you give her my email in case, she ever wants to talk to me?" And my mom says, she doesn't email. She said, she texts though. He's like, "Oh, great." So, because that was back, texting was coming out and everything. And that's back when you only had so many texts a month. And also, you only had so many minutes a month to talk. So you always waited past 9 o'clock so you can get the free minutes. So I held on. I mean, I didn't hold on to it. My mom held on to it for a long time. And finally, my day job, because I said I was going through a divorce. It wasn't a nasty divorce. It was, but it wasn't. It was very long, because he kept fighting, over nothing. I mean, literally, it was 14 months of pure, oh my God, did I do that? Okay. And I wasn't asking for anything, just I wanted to have, sorry if you don't want to know, but I wanted to have physical custody of my kiddos, because I wanted them to have a home. We had joint custody. I wasn't fighting that. I just wanted them to have physical custody. And he was fighting that because he didn't want to have to pay child support. And so that went on for 14 months. 14 months. I didn't take anything from the home. I had my car, my hope chest that I had had since I was 16 years old, and my clothes. And that's the only thing I took from the home. And we had just built a beautiful, almost 5,000 square foot home. I didn't want any of it. I was just, it was a very stressful time in my life. But anyway, so I had started working a job, the first job I could find, because, I had to pay rent and all that, for our apartment. Well, it was actually a duplex. Sorry if you hear the dogs barking. They hear the dogs barking outside, so they're going to bark because they're barking. So it was the worst job ever. It was at a kiosk in the mall. And it wasn't even like a good kiosk. It was selling air purifiers at Christmas time next to Santa. So you can imagine how busy I was. I wasn't. And then I would be texting and calling my grandma, my mom. I just text everybody I knew. And they literally got sick of me texting. So one day I'm like, "All right, Mom, give me that guy's number." And I started texting him. And the next time he came, we went out on a date. And that was it. We've been together ever since. And he had gotten divorced that year as well. He had been married for another long drawn out divorce process. He had been married for almost 19 years. By the time my divorce was final, was married for almost 10 years. Yeah, so that was funny. My husband is older than me. Am I going to have enough? I'm not, yeah. September. Okay. My husband is older than me. That was another turn off for me when I first met him. I'm like, this guy's old. I don't have nothing to do with him. But, that's the thing about, the first impressions. And you can't always judge a book by its cover, because I tell you what, that man, he drives me crazy sometimes, but I don't worry about anything. He works and has worked so hard for our family to make sure that we have everything we need. And yeah, I thank God for him every single day. Don't tell him I said that, though. I don't want him to get a big head. I mean, it's already big. It's big and bald. But my husband is 60. But you would never know he was 60 if you knew him. Nobody ever guesses his age. Most of the time, they guess him younger than me, which kind of peeves me, but, whatever. Why they give you 31 stickers if there's only 30 days in September? I don't understand that. Okay, but it is what it is. Okay, so we have these all done. Oh my God, Charlie, please stop barking. He's not really barking. He's kind of just half barking. Okay, there's that done. All right, now we can go on to everything else. We're gonna go to, that's done on that one. We're gonna go on this side. What are we going to do next? I think, look at all these stickers. Aren't they gorgeous? And I'm sorry if you guys don't like long videos. I'm still, like I said, I like to learn, so I'm still learning how to edit. But I had to check my pink marker. I'm still learning how to edit. So, but I'm also kind of like a get to know me type of thing. So I don't want to try to fast forward through anything and, you know, leave information out. So anyways, that's that. Okay. I have to concentrate. Oh, my sticker's not going on straight. But yeah. Anyways, so my husband, he is a factory worker. I put that on upside down. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my goodness. I didn't. But I'll tell you how hard my husband works. He went back to school at, how old was he? 50? He went back to school at 50 and also worked full time. So he was going to school and working. So going to school, it took him 5 years, but he did it. And then he was working full time and then had to do clinicals. So clinicals, 8 hours a day, working 8 hours a day. We never saw him ever, but he was working for a family. And the funny thing is that his degree, he is actually which one we want to do? He's actually a certified surgical technologist, and he loved it. But unfortunately in our area, there's not much money to be made in that. He could go and work at the VA hospital that's in Indianapolis. And because he is a veteran, he was spent 22.5 years in the military. So he could do that. But the drive from here, it's like an hour and a half. So you gotta, you know, benefits versus the actual cost. So he's just doing his thing. Whoops. Doing his thing. He works factory. He is he's the third down, I guess you could say, at his job. So 2 bosses and then him. So, all right. Let's see here. Week 1. What else can I tell you? I had all kinds of things. Oh, okay. So there was one, it was like, no, I don't even think this was a question, but, well, maybe not. Oh, who were you named after? I was named after my mom's best friend. His name was Terry. My mom was only 17 when she had me. She was very, very young. And I don't know what that has to do with anything, but okay. So her best friend, his name was Terry. Terry Ray, as a matter of fact. And so I was named after him. If I was a boy, I was going to be named Terry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully I do this right. Oh, okay. And what else? I did not know my biological father. I met him once when I was about 6 years old, but I didn't know him. Then obviously, you know, he had his issues, and I remember when I was in my 20s, he had written to me. He had written to me. He had gone to jail, and you know how it happens when you are able to, go over all the mistakes you've made in your life. He tried to write to me, and I did for a little bit. I did for quite a long time, as a matter of fact, but then I kind of stopped because, oh my gosh, if you can hear that, my cat's in the background and he's snoring. I kind of stopped because he tried to put blame off on my mom for me not knowing him, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I am a mama's girl. Very much. And I was also a grandma's girl. My grandma was my absolute best friend in the world. That's crooked. She passed away. Ugh, it's still hard this day. She passed away April 30th, 2012, even though it's been, wow, it's been 11 years. It still feels like it was yesterday. Woo, that one was a rough one. And my grandma was healthy as an ox. She would walk 3 to 4 miles a day. And then, well, I can't stay straight. Can you see this? Okay. Then, my stickers are not straight whatsoever. Around her birthday, 2011, her birthday is the day after Halloween. And she always went to New Orleans for her birthday. That was her favorite thing to do. And she started getting sick. And progressively got worse. They could not figure out what was wrong with her. They kept thinking she had like urinary tract infections and things like that. So she was admitted to the hospital several times, several different hospitals. The hospital where she lived, which she lived in Madison, Indiana. And then she was there, and then they admitted her to IU up in Indianapolis. And then another time she was admitted to Louisville, Kentucky, because it's kind of like on the other side of the river from where they lived. And each time they did testing, and I'm not going to do that because I don't budget. And it'd give her steroids, and she'd get better for a little bit, go home, and then she got worse again. So my grandmother, my best friend, my hero, went from walking 3 to 4 miles a day to a wheelchair within 6 months. And then she got progressively worse. And they sent her to, whoops, that's not what I wanted to. They sent her to St. Louis, Barnes Jewish Hospital, because they thought she had this one disease, and they had a specialist over there. And she never made it home. And I'm very grateful that I went over there. I wasn't going to go over there that last weekend. It was kind of one of those things, if you don't go, nothing's going to happen. But last minute, I decided I wanted to go over there and see her. I might wait for that till later. And there's that. Oh, I got to do my things. And 12 hours after I left, she passed away. Oh, that's hard. Oh, you guys know what my weak spot is. My baby boy and my grandma. So, let's see here. 1, 2. Okay. Anyways, so let's get on a lighter note. Wow. That was, it's amazing the memories how they can still make you feel a certain way. So sorry if it was kind of depressing, guys. But that's me. That's my life. That was my best friend, and that's how I lost her. Turns out, oh, I guess I could tell you what actually had happened with her. Turns out they did not find out what was happening to her until her autopsy. She did have a very rare form of cancer called transvascular lymphoma, and it's very hard to detect. I guess they have to kind of pinpoint it, like exact pinpoint the area if they're like drawing blood or whatever. So they, obviously they did not, find that when she was living, but the doctor said, even if they had, she would not have survived the chemo because it had taken such a bad toll on her body. Okay, let's talk about my other best friends, my ones that are still here with me, and the ones that support me every single day. I have a large group of friends. We have a very large group of friends. My husband is in this group, and there's a bunch of them. And so, yes, large group of friends, but my two best friends, my best friend is named Devona. Hey girl, hey, I don't know if you're watching. And then my other best friend, her name is Dusty. And their husbands are my husband's best friends. So we are usually always together, at least on the weekends, because, you know, everybody has a life and works. So we were together last night. The guys, they have meetings every Friday night. And so us girls, we go and hang out. And we went to a local tavern, and they had some music playing. And that's what we did. We need 4. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what we did. And then, you know, they meet us afterwards. And yep, that's it. And then what else? What else about me? Oh, I had so many good questions, and now I'm drawing a blank. Oh, I work as an, that doesn't seem right. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah. I work as an administrative assistant for a security company. And that's about it. This week was very much a bad week for me. I just had a bad day. I had a bad week. People were they were literally on my last nerve. A little bit more about me. I do take medicine for anxiety and depression. I've taken it for, about 12 years now. I do suffer pretty bad from it, but I had run out of my medication, and for the whole week, it just wasn't good. Ooh, it was bad. Okay, so we're doing, what am I doing? Sunday through Saturday. Let's see if I don't screw this up this time. Sunday through Saturday? Is that how I do it? No, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, that's not how I do it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Monday through. It's still early. So Monday, we got to go back a little bit. Monday, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Friday's the first of the month. Let's see if the sticker will stick after I put it on here. After I had to take it off the other one. Okay, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this before I forget, because that's how I screwed up my planner for last month. Let's see, what else is there about me? Yes, let's see. Like I said, I do suffer from anxiety and depression. I'm open about it. I feel like some people put a stigma on it, but you know, hey, it's the world we're living in. I realized now, after all these years, that even growing up, I had severe anxiety. I think it was because growing up with a single mom and young and everything, not everything was certain all the time. I think that probably had something to do with it, but I'm not blaming anybody. You know, that's just something we go through. That's what kind of makes me mad, because people like blame their childhood on stuff that they do. Oh, did you go and unalive somebody? It's because I had a bad childhood. No, that's because you made a stupid decision. Sorry if you don't think that way, but that's the way I think. I think that these days, kids, or not so much kids, just pretty much people in general, don't like to take responsibility for their actions and like to put the blame on everything. I have a kiddo like that, trust me, I know. Oh, I could tell you stories. I could tell you stories about this child. But anyways, I believe in taking full responsibility for your actions, and don't place in the blame, because you have a choice in life. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents on it. Now we're gonna go back because I'm gonna take the 31st off of this one. Like I said, you know what? I'm gonna be right back. Bear with me for a second. I'm going to find those questions because I can't think right now. I'm back. I lied. Not on purpose. I left it at work because I was doing it at work. Don't tell my boss. Okay, there's that one. We're gonna do the next one. Let's see. Questions. Oh my gosh. It's so hard to think. I thought of all kinds of questions when I wasn't answering them. Okay, I'll talk about a little bit about cash budgeting. Last year, I've said this before. Last year, though, I had surgery in June. I did have, I had to have 2 discs replaced in my neck. Kind of scary time because, you know, that's are you going to end up paralyzed afterwards? You know, because they're working on your spine. So, but after that was done, you know, the hospital bills came coming through and I'm like, how am I going to pay these? I mean, luckily with all the testing and everything I had done prior in the year, a lot of the bills were paid for. But still, I'm like, where's this money going to come from? So I decided that, you know what, I had watched a video on TikTok, somebody doing their cash stuffing. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to try that. And I don't know about you guys, but cash budgeting is addictive. I kept seeing these numbers build up in my envelopes, and it's just addictive because you want to, especially with your sinking funds, you just want to keep saving. And that's how it was. And I was able to save Charlie. 2, 4, 6. I was able to save between, I think I was around the middle to end of July until Christmas, $7,000 in my sinking funds. And I was just amazed because that's $7,000 we would have blown. How many I did? 2, 4, 6. Sorry, 2, 4, 6. But it was just like, and then it's addictive. And it's like, okay, so cash budgeting is kind of like my drug. Sorry. So yeah, that's how it started. And I was watching TikTok videos at first, and then I was like, and then one of the TikTokers had a YouTube channel. So I went over there, and then of course, you know how your devices all listen to you. So then all my recommendations kept coming up for cash budgeting, and I was hooked. I was hooked. And, you know, luckily we've been able to this year, I mean, last year I was able to cash flow Christmas, which was amazing. And, what did I start off with? 3rd. So I was just like, I'm going to keep this going. My husband's like, definitely do it. You know, he was all about, my husband doesn't worry about the money at all. He leaves it all to me. He always has. And that's don't think I'm mean. I'm not. But when we were dating and he lived in Nashville, which was about 4 to 5 hours from me, our only communication was the phone. And I honestly think that's how we got so close so fast. But every once in a while, his phone was shut off because he forgot to pay the bill. It's not that he didn't have the money to pay the bill. He forgot. And then you can't get a hold of him because there's no other way. So I told him when he moved here, and I was like, I'm taking care of all the bills. And I have ever since. My husband, he literally never sees his paycheck. He does not know how much money he makes. He doesn't care. He gets it deposited into the bank. I keep track of it. I give him money every week. And that's how it's been for the last year, and it's worked for us, and we have money saved. Unfortunately, we've had to, kind of dig into those funds this year, and more than we would have wanted to, but they were there. They were there to do. And let's see, Friday, Saturday, Monday. So we was able to cash flow his trip to Sturgis, except for I forgot, to budget for gas, but I made it work. And then we were able to cash flow my mom a brand new AC unit when hers died. And, she is paying that back. She gets paid every other week. So she is paying that back. And she's already up to almost $1,000 paid back. So, that's good. Oh, and then, of course, I did take that money out of my sinking funds, and I've been trying to figure out, do I keep my placeholders in there? Do I, wait for the money to get back in there? Do I just take them out and start over? And I think I'm going to do a little bit of both on certain categories. There's categories I'm just going to keep the placeholder in there until the money gets back. And then there's categories I'm going to just, take the placeholder out and just start anew. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll do that on another video. I'll probably, I need to do my weekly spend. And also I promised to do my husband's student loan, the different loans, how much he owes and everything. So I'll probably do that next video and get that done. Just do it all in one video so it won't be so long, because oh my god, this is almost an hour already. I am so sorry. I'm trying to work as fast as I can doing this. I feel like maybe of course I'm talking and I'm not getting my things on straight. So yeah, and if you guys haven't guessed by watching me by now, I have a little bit of ADHD. Not diagnosed, but self-diagnosed. Been told many, many, many times. So I jump from one subject to the next. Not on purpose. It's just I feel like I'm that person that if I don't say what I want to say at that moment, I'll forget. So I'm sorry if it's something that bothers you. It's something that people around me have lived with, and they've learned to love about me. Let's see, what else can I tell you? My fingernails are absolutely disgusting. My friend Dusty, she went to Sturgis, and I took my nail kit over to her house before she left and did it, and then I left it for her daughter to do hers, and I haven't been able to do my nails, but she brought it back to me last night. But again, ADHD moment, I forgot to grab it out of her. She's got a Jeep. Oh my gosh, you should see this Jeep. Grown men salivate over this Jeep. Charlie, please stop. 2, 4, 6, 8. It's great. She's got like 37-inch tires on it. Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, the funny thing is she's only like 5'4", and she has to basically almost jump into her Jeep, but it's funny. But I forgot to get it because we ran into somebody we knew. 4, 6, 8. We ran into somebody we knew as we were leaving, and talking about there's a my husband rides. Unfortunately, this weekend we cannot ride because his bike is in the shop on a warranty issue, which sucks because there was a good ride today for veterans. We do a lot of charity rides and things like that. I think I messed that up too. But unfortunately, he is it's a bike ride and also a catfish fry, which, oh, another thing about me, I absolutely cannot stand seafood. I'm sorry. I know that is very, very weird. I'm not allergic to anything like that. I can't stand the smell. Literally, any of it. I can't stand the smell. So if I can't stand the smell, I can't eat it. So he is going to get the fryer for the fish. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll stay home that day. I'm not going. So, yeah. So he's doing that. I don't think we have any plans today. Sometimes our plans just pop up with our group of friends. Just like, oh, this is going, let's go type thing. So sometimes we have planned out stuff. Next weekend, hopefully the bike will be done. But if anybody knows any type of thing about Harley Davidson shops and the work they do for you, they are not on any time crunch, even when the people are. So they've had the bike for a week now instead, and then it's going to be an extra 7 to 10 days on top of that, which stinks because the weather now is really nice to ride in. We love to ride. So, and that's our thing. We ride. What day was it? 10, 11. We have been in one motorcycle accident back in 2017. It was just a fluke. Nothing happened. Nobody caused it. We were turning on a curve and the bike just wasn't going with it. And we knew. I could tell. He knew. It was like, oh crap type thing. It's like, but it's funny because it was so slow motion, but it happened so fast as well. I remember every single little thing that happened. So it was a curve that kind of went like this. And so the bike was trying to go straight through here, and there was like a little lip because it was like a country road. And so what he tried to do was he tried to, when we went down that little bitty drop, he tried to like bring the bike back up to get over the other side, and it just wasn't happening. So we kind of went sideways a little bit. He held on to me. He took his left arm and wrapped it around the back of me and held on as long as he could to keep me on the bike. And then once we got to a certain point, he let go. And he let go because he had to type thing. But I landed on top of him. So he landed belly down. I landed right on top of him, causing him to break 6 ribs under his left shoulder blade. I didn't mean to, but I landed on my knees. It was pretty bad. You should see my knees. They were like this big. I still have scars to this day. But yeah, he was okay. I remember us tumbling, turning on the road, and I remember me saying in my head, keep your head up, because you don't want to hit your head. And I didn't, luckily, and he was doing good until he turned, and I remember him doing this. He turned back to look at me to make sure I was okay, and he accidentally hit his forehead on the asphalt. He still has asphalt in his head to this day, and I have some in my knee still. But we were okay. He had to go to the hospital. It was my very first ride in an ambulance. And I was just, of course, worried about him. I was fine, even though my knees were profusely bleeding. And it obviously cut a hole in my pants. So the blood was drying, and my pants were sticking my jeans were sticking to my knees, and it was killing me. I remember the paramedic he was driving down the road, handed me a pair of scissors so I could cut open my jeans so the denim wouldn't get caught on my wound. But he was okay. It was fine. We were ready to, obviously a couple days later, ready to get back on the bike. Unfortunately, I did total our bike. Well, we had to get another one. So that's that. And look, we were with friends too, so that helped. And my husband had to stay overnight in the hospital. And I got to go home because we had kids at home, so I had to go home. 2, 4, 6. And I remember my girlfriends bringing me home. Well, they took me to the store first so I could buy some stuff to obviously clean out my knees. But they knew me, and they knew I wasn't going to... I wasn't touching it. No, I am not. That was sore. So it basically kind of held me down and cleaned out my knees and killed me. And then a year later, I was driving to work. At the time, I worked at Menards. I loved working at Menards. Menards was my first job when I was 16, and then I worked there again in my 30s and early 40s for another 3 years. I opened the store at 5 a.m. so before customers even came in, I worked at the front desk and did all the paperwork and everything. And I remember I got on my way to work. It was 4:45 in the morning. I was literally 3 blocks from my house, and I was going on a light. I had the green light, and I started going, and the guy that was coming from the opposite way, I was going this way, he was going this way. I could tell he wasn't stopping. And so I tried to kind of turn a little bit, like to try to avoid him. You don't know what to do. I've never been in a wreck like that. So you're just like, whatever. And then he ended up hitting me so hard that he pushed me across 4 lanes of traffic into a grassy area of a gas station. Luckily, you know, somebody could argue that, oh, that was your fault, you know, because there was, you know, it was early and nobody was around. But luckily there was a police officer behind him who saw the whole thing. And I mean, it's not like the guy wasn't rude or anything. He was super, super nice. I felt bad because I was very, very angry because I didn't know how else to react. I'd never been in a wreck. I was very angry at first, and then the cop came up to me, and I immediately recognized him. I've known him since I was a little bitty girl, and he always came in Menards and everything. I saw him, I just started bawling. It was funny, and then yeah, that's my emotions working for you. But I was okay. But my car, it was 8 months old. It was 8 months old. And it ended up getting totaled because he hit me so in such a way. But my boss at work, I hadn't been there. He at like 4:55. I wasn't there, and so they knew me and knew how, you know, I was always on time and everything. He's calling me. He's like, "Why aren't you at work?" I'm like, "Technically, I'm not supposed to be at work yet." But and I started bawling to him. I'm like, "I was in an accident." He's like, "So are you coming into work today?" I'm like, "Probably not." Dude, I just got in an accident and I've never been in one before. And all of my 3 of my airbags deployed on this, which is really weird. I had nobody in my passenger seat and it deployed. And I hit my leg pretty bad too. But that was funny. Those are the accidents I've been in. 2 total losses in 2 years. And it always happened around Easter too, because my friend used to have an adult Easter egg hunt for us girls, and each year the first year, obviously with a motorcycle wreck, I couldn't even bend my knees to walk, and she had a hilly backyard, and so yeah, I really couldn't catch many Easter eggs. Then the second year, of course, it was kind of a joke, and then the third year, when the third year came around, everybody's like, "Do not get in a wreck. Do not." And I'm like, "I'm trying not to. I promise. It's not my fault." But yeah, I don't know what else. Okay, any other questions? Okay, there's that. And I need one more. And like I said, this video is going to be super long. I'll try to edit it because I know some people don't like long videos, but I don't know how, and I want to make sure if I'm doing something, I want to make sure I do it right. So who knows? If you are over this already, I totally understand. It's fine. I agree. I actually like watching people set their planners up. A big one that I watch is Thriving in Chaos. I love watching her do her planners. To me, it's very therapeutic. And then, you know, I know obviously she's so much bigger than me, so she's able to do all the editing and edit stuff out and everything, but I love it. So I understand if you don't watch. No, not a problem. I get it. Let's see here. All right, we're almost done though. I think I might actually stop after you know what? That's my month. Let me go ahead. I won't do the stickers. How about that? We'll just hurry up and get this done for the days. Okay. My cat, he snores so loud. So if you hear that, if you hear like a little noise in the background, that's him. That's my Siamese cat, the fattest Siamese ever to live. I don't understand why he's so fat. He was never fat until we got him fixed. And then he got super fat. But okay, anything else about me? I talked about my husband, I talked about my kids, talked about my friends. Oh, how come some lines just keep going together? I want to thank a bunch of people that have given me the encouragement to go ahead and make these videos. First of all, Liz and Les. That's my Liz. You guys can't have her, but she is absolutely amazing. We don't live too far away from each other, but on these days maybe we'll meet out. But she was the one who inspired me to go ahead and start. So the biggest thank you. And the funny thing is, I didn't realize how many people she actually helps until I did. So she is the least selfish person that I know. Okay, we're going to sinking funds. So yeah, I absolutely, Liz is my girl. I think I'm out of the big headers, which is fine. So if she hadn't have encouraged me, I would not be doing this. And oh, I know. See, ADHD moment. If you have a channel that you're very, very like close to getting monetized and you need watch hours, let me know. What I'll do is when I'm at work, I'll put YouTube on my phone and just silence it. Just let, oh, the doggies are coming in. And I just let their playlist play just to kind of get the, hi, go away. And I just kind of silence it and let it play. I mean, I don't, Lucy, I don't actually get to watch them, but I do let them play just to help with watch hours. So if you have a channel or know of somebody who has a channel that needs some watch hours, and I realize it's only like 8 hours a day, but if you think about it, if I do that all week, it's like 40 hours. So the 40 hours can make a big difference to somebody who's so close to getting monetized. So I've done that before. It just, you know, if you have the channel, let me know, and I will definitely, you know, unfortunately I have to work, so I can't watch them. But I don't know why I did that. Oh, Lordy, I screwed up, but I did screw up. But yeah, I can definitely, you know, try to help get those hours up. And my boss would, you know, not like it if I was sitting around watching YouTube videos all day long. But I do other things for YouTube all day long when I, you know, in between work spouts. My job can be very, very boring. So if you guys seen all the quotes that I had, yeah, I typed those up while I was at work. But then some days it's just nonstop. And I do not like being bored at all. It does not interest me whatsoever. I have to have my mind occupied at all times, or else my mind wanders endlessly. I can't talk. Okay, so, oh, sorry, I so ripped that, but it's fine. I can fix it. Maybe. There we go. Nope, I'll fix it. And I still messed it up. Should put it down one more. Okay, let me finish the G. Woo! All right, Tara, let's just screw everything up. Not only are you having the world's longest video, you're having the world's worst video. I'll do my lines later. I'll do that. I need another sinking fund. And for October, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change the sticker since I have another one. I was doing my sinking funds, keeping track of them every time I got paid. But I think I'm just going to do them once a month now. Once a month is all that I need to do my sinking funds. There's no sense of doing them, you know, twice. It's just, so much work, and with me having a channel now, I am trying to support as many people as I possibly can. So I'm constantly watching YouTube. From the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, I am constantly watching YouTube. So it's just too much work for me to do this. That's going to go on the first page. Let's do my savings and my debt tracker, and we'll be done for the day. Okay, I got a mess going on here, everybody. I got stickers everywhere. Sorry. Hot Mess Express over here. Let's see. We'll do... Oh, what am I going to do? I like the pretty pink. Okay. I might not even do the September budget. I don't know. I don't know. Let's do this. Usually I have more headers, and I didn't order the right amount this time. So any ideas and any kind of videos you guys want me to do, let me know, because we're just gonna do 2. That's fine. I'll do. Take suggestions. That's fine. Or any questions you want to know. I'm still answering my questions. Pets, I've talked about them before. I have 2 dogs. Whoops. I have a Great Dane, Lucy. She is literally laying right behind me. I have my Charlie, my boxer. I posted pictures of them on my Instagram. So if you want to see what they look like, they're super cute. They're jerks sometimes, but they're still super cute. Like Lucy, stop. She's like licking her paw. And the most annoying, it's not the most annoying sound in the world, but it kind of is. And then I have 3 cats. I have my Siamese. His name is Stitch. I can't tell you how old he is right now because I don't remember. He'll be 15 this year, I think. Is that right? No, that's not right. Yes, it is right. It is right. He'll be 15 this year. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I have my my black cat. Spooky is his name. Pooker. All the names. He just turned 14 this year. So and then I have our newest one. Her name's Maggie. I think Maggie is 4. She's funny. She likes to go outside and hang outside. She'll go out the doggy door and just chill. She chills outside. She likes to sun herself. She's such a jerk though. Sometimes she's a hunter. She's actually, and it made me so mad. I have 2 hummingbirds that came every year. And last year, she caught one of them mid-flight. That's how fast she is. And she killed it. So now I only have 1 hummingbird. Yeah, so then I have her, and that's all the animals. I'm not getting any more animals. I am done with animals. I've had animals my whole entire life. And now that my kids are older and we're able to just kind of go as we please, I don't want to have to bring another pet in to have to, like, not, that sounds so bad, but not to have that responsibility, and we can just go as we want. Because it's not like we could, hold on a second. We could we could take our animals to the pet boarding and everything, but with, you know, Lucy being a Great Dane and Charlie is very dog aggressive. He does not like other dogs. He's very protective of his family. So it would cost so much money to board them. So we just don't. And cats, you know, cats are self-sufficient. All right, I'm almost done, guys, because this is the last thing I'm gonna do. Oh, well, maybe. And I'll update this on the 1st of the month. So we're gonna transfer, excuse me, transfer September's numbers over, or August numbers over to September. That's what we're gonna do. And I apologize again. I'm so sorry it's so long. I'm just trying to use stickers up as much as possible. But yeah. Sorry, quietness. I've run out of things to say. Oh, sorry, I hit the camera with my head, with my noggin. All right. Almost. I'm not even going to film the rest of it just because I didn't realize it was going to take this long. I didn't realize I sit there and not waste, because I love doing it and it makes me more interested in saving money. But I didn't realize I spend so much time doing my my monthly setup. So we're just going to kind of cut it. All right. That's all I'm going to do. I will finish the rest of the stuff off camera. I am so sorry it was so long. Like I said, I didn't realize how much actual time I actually spend on these. But you'll see this when I get everything for next month. So, thank you guys. Remember the quote. See if you can remember the movie. Like I said, hint, Kevin Bacon is the person who said the quote. Have a great weekend. I will come back tomorrow with another video. Thanks. Bye.